Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna make sure we are live really quickly, but as you are watching this, come say hey, come say hello to me. I forgot I could totally just do this right now. Share, boom, done, all the cool things. Maybe if I can get back to paste. All right, done. All right, as you are popping on, come say hey. If you are watching the replay, come say hey to me later. You guys, I'm calling myself out. I realized some really awesome things, and it's time I call myself out on it because I have been holding back. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about my journey and my story and what ways I've been holding back and what ways I've realized that I've been self-sabotaging and I'm in my own way, so that you can then realize maybe you're in your own way too. So jump on, come say hey, let me know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, let me know. If this speaks to you at all, please share this video, let other people see it. But first and foremost, I'm gonna introduce myself and we'll just dive in. Hey Jocelyn. All right, so I am Brooke Allison, mind shift coach and achievement strategist. I help badass women up-level their confidence, find clarity, and dive deep into their purpose so they can create a business and a mindset that is fiercely unstoppable. Hey, Diane. Awesome, you guys. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm calling myself out. I have been holding back in some ways, especially in my business. I've actually been living my life in a place of fear rather than faith. And just in certain circumstances. Hey, Rebecca, I wanted to come on here live today just to really be an open book with you and to be really, truly honest because I'm sick of it and I'm calling myself out. Hey, Makisha. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. So I had this most amazing idea for a course. Literally like mind blown, like had this divine like appointment and it was like in my head and I was like, oh my God, that's so brilliant. And I knew it was gonna completely change lives. And I was like, this is incredible. This is gonna completely transform the online space. And I have been holding it back from everyone because I was fearful. I was fearful of letting it out. I was fearful of what if nobody signed up. I was fearful of, yeah, but there's other things out there in the world like that, like blah, 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 blah. I was telling myself all of this bullshit, keeping it inside. I have been avoiding it and keeping it from you guys. And I've also been like holding myself back in my finances. Right? Who just said me too? Jocelyn says me too. Yeah. Okay, so I haven't allowed myself to spend the money that I want to spend because I've been living my life in survival mode as if my old stories were my current reality. So basically I have been living, hey Stacy, I have been living as if I was in a place where I needed the multiple jobs, where I was hustling all the time, where I was not able to pay my bills, where I was on food assistance. Is that my current reality? No, not at all. It's not even close to my current reality, but that was my old reality and I was living as if my old stories were running my life. Who here needs to call themselves out, okay? Like I'm doing it, be bold with me, let's just do it together, right? That is not my current reality. And so I'm making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. Like 5-figure months are my new normal. And if I'm meant to make those $30,000 months and really make the impact that I know that I'm meant to, why am I still living in survival mode? I want you to ask yourself that question too, right? Makisha's like, I can totally relate. Justin's like, yes. So here's what has been happening in my life that I'm just ready to call myself out on is, okay, there's certain things that I want in my life, right? Travel, the gym membership down the street. I want my eyebrows microbladed. I want new shoes from Free People. I want different things like that, like physical things. I also want things in my business, like ClickFunnels and an Instagram growth strategist and maybe a Facebook ads expert, or I don't even know, but I keep depriving myself. I keep diminishing who I am and depriving myself of the things that I want, the things that my soul is saying yes to, but my old stories are saying no to. I have been telling my soul no because I couldn't afford it, which is not the actual truth, right? So it's like asking yourself, well, is that actually true? Not even close. Not even close. Like, I'm good. I am fine. Like, my old story was taking over my life, and it was creating this, but I have to survive. I have to survive. I have to be able to survive. So like, I need to save this money. So, that thought was cycling through my head. And so no more of it, right? I'm done. Break up with your old stories. Like, get rid of them. They are no longer serving you, right? So here's what happens in our head and in our brain, because our limiting beliefs are evidence together to prove that thought, that belief, that story right. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Natalia. Oh my gosh. Hey, guys. Hopefully you saw that part because it just went in and out of Wi-Fi mode or something. It was like recording. I don't know. Regardless, doesn't matter. You are here. Your brain is trying to prove the thoughts that you're thinking right. So here's the best news in the world. Are you ready? Are you sure? Give me some hearts if you are ready for this best news in the world. I want to see it. I want to know that you're here. The best news in the world is that you get to change all of that right now. If you got yourself into a thought pattern, then you can get yourself out of it. And holla freaking hallelujah, right? Holla freaking hallelujah. Hey, Avery, fear and faith can't live in the same place at the same time. So what have you been choosing? What have you been choosing? Is there an old story or an old circumstance that you've been allowing to make the decisions in your life? Drop it in the comments. If you know you're living as your old self and you have an old story playing in your head, let me know. Let's talk through it. This is honestly your chance to be really honest with yourself and call yourself out, just like I'm doing right here in public space, in front of you, everything. So I'm going to ask you again, have you been living in your old story rather than your current reality? So the important thing to remember is that you are always a work in progress. 100% always a work in progress. Growth is good, and school is never out for the pro. School is never out for the pro. So take some time on this and actually be really honest with yourself. Where have you been holding back? Where have you been playing small? Where or what have you been hiding from the world? What excuses have you been making? Right? When we're growing, it is always a good day. It is always a good day. So even asking yourself, where have I been lacking growth lately? Like, have you been skipping your morning routine? Have you been skipping, like, moving your body around, going to work out, jumping around, doing some jumping jacks, moving your butt? Have you been skipping writing out your affirmations, or even, like, derailing your negative thoughts on a daily basis? What have you been skipping that could change your life right now? What have you been forgetting to do? What have you been not doing? Journal all of this out, you guys. The results you are seeking, the results you want, the results you desire, they will not come if you are living in your old stories. They're not going to be here. They're not just going to show up. So what your thoughts are focused on right now is exactly why you either are or not where you want to be. So whatever you can think, right? Whatever, either if you think you can or you think you can't. If you think you can do something or if you think you can't do something, you're proving yourself right. So why are we still allowing our old stories to create our new life? Why are we letting our old stories dictate where we're actually going, where we actually want to go in life? Something has to change. Something needs to shift. Sometimes all we need to do is just pivot in a new direction. Sometimes that's all we need to do. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So you can either run your life or you can let your life run you. Honestly, you have the choice. You get to decide right now that this gets to change and you are doing something different. And you guys like, I am so fired up about this, honestly. So here I am, right here. I am in front of you and I am being bold and vulnerable and I am calling myself out on how I've been holding myself back. Hey, Victoria, I know exactly what I need to do to actually shift my life personally. So, you know when you hear the same thing, I'm gonna like go into this. You know when you hear the same thing over and over and over again and eventually you're just like, okay, I get it. Like the light bulb finally turned on. I get it. I'm gonna do that now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you just like, you hear it, and you're like, okay, got it. That's the answer. That's what I need to do. Why have I not listened to that before? It may have been the 100th time you heard this one thing over and over again. Well, I just had one of those moments where I was literally like smack in the face, like, how did I not see this sooner? Why did I not know? So I'll tell you my shift that I'm making, and I really want you to start thinking about the shift that you need to make. So the shift that I'm making is taking some time to actually meditate, taking some time to be in the quiet, to be in complete quiet, and just enjoying and being okay exactly where I am right this second. That is hard for me. I know that I need to take time and be quiet and be in the present moment and literally just experience every moment as they are unfolding in perfect time. And as an achiever, who are my fellow achievers in here? If you are an achiever, just be like, that's me. Tell me below, give me some hearts. As an achiever, calling myself out, I often live in the future. I often am a person who's constantly running and hustling towards where I want to go. I'm constantly thinking of what's next, what else can I do? How else can I do this? How can I do this better? Yada, 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 yada. I am always on to the next thing before I even accomplish that other thing. And so that's the danger in that, if you are like me at all, is that I never fully enjoy exactly where I am. And so I want to talk to you about the fact that it's not about getting to your destination. Hey Nancy, how are you? It's not about getting to the destination. It's all about the journey that's taking you there, because the journey is the destination. We have to enjoy it. So my question for you is, have you been enjoying your journey, or have you found yourself frustrated with it because you want to be somewhere else? We aren't in control of this, right? We are not in control. As much as I wish I was in control of a lot of things, we are not in control of how everything just pans out. You know? I want you to think of a moment that totally just lit you up, totally excited you, totally, you were like, oh my gosh, that was so cool that happened. Did you have complete control over how it happened? The thing that you were so excited about, you were so, like maybe you met a new friend, whatever it was, did you have complete control over how that happened? No. Jocelyn's like, yes, you are talking to me. Okay, yeah, no, we don't have completely control over everything as much as I want to. So ask yourself, really, I want you to think about this, you guys. How will I ever know what life is doing, what life is capable of doing, if I am always in control? I'm going to say that again. How will I ever know what life is capable of doing if I am always in control? It's time to break out of your old way of thinking. It's time for them to go. Like, bye, Felicia, right? Like, if you need to, write a literal breakup letter to your thoughts, to your fears, to your old way of thinking, to whatever that looks like for you. You don't need any of that stuff anymore. Write a breakup letter to your control. Tell it, like, I am no longer going to try to control things that are not for me to control. We can only control how we act, our reaction to things, and literally it's only us. That's it. That's what we've got. So break up with what you don't need anymore. Break up with what isn't serving you, what is holding you back. Believe in yourself. Know that this is your time and decide that now is it. This is it. This is my time. I am not looking back. This is it. And this is what I need to do to actually go to the next level. So take some time, rewatch this, listen to some of the questions that I asked you, write them down, journal it out, like actually get this out of your head, because things are way scarier in our heads than they ever are on paper. 100%. And I'm actually going to do a podcast on this too, and this will be in the podcast notes and everything too. But if this is tugging on your heart, and if you are sitting here saying like, hell yes, I am so freaking done with playing small, and if you are ready to go to that next level, really dive deep into your purpose, find the clarity that you've been searching for, and massively up-level your confidence, you guys, book a free call with me. That is about a $250 value. The link is actually above. I'll put it in the comments on here too. On my computer, it's easier to do that. bit.ly/Brooke Power Chat. Okay, there you go. Book a free call with me. Honestly, you guys, this is for those ambitious women who are ready to change their life and not let their circumstances hold them back. I am here to help you get back to your most excited, unstoppable state so you can actually live out your dream life. But we have to derail all of those old stories to get you there. And you guys, I have 5 spaces to do this. If this is calling on you, go ahead and do it, because this is your time. And I just want you to call yourself out on what is actually holding you back, just like I did today. And if you did not watch the full thing, go back and watch the replay. But your life is up to you. And all I want you to know is that I believe in you 110%. So let's make some badass things happen together. Let's make some awesome things come together. Like, the thing I want you to start thinking about as I leave you in this chat is, I want you to think about, what am I willing to do now that I was not willing to do before? To get out of that old way of thinking. Your life is not your old stories. Get out of that, step into who you're meant to be, actually move forward towards where you're supposed to go, but enjoy the present moment, because this is what's going on right now, not the old things that have happened to you, not your future and the fears of your future. Got it? This is the present moment. So that's all I've got for you today. If you are jumping on and watching the replay, to say, hey, I watched the replay. If you really loved this, feel free to share it. But that was majorly on my heart to share with you guys, but to also call myself out just publicly. Obviously, since I mentioned this brand new course, I will be talking about that very soon, because I know it's meant to change lives. And I am no longer thinking of that in a way of fear. I am thinking of that in a way of faith, and knowing that if I don't put this out into the world, I will be doing you guys a disservice. I'll be doing you guys a disservice. What if this is the one thing you've been looking for and I was afraid to put it out? Then what? Then what? So if you have been holding back on something, think to yourself, why am I fearful? What's the worst that could actually happen? Transform that and just run after it. Like, sometimes it takes having a breakdown to have a breakthrough. Fear creeps up when you least expect it, and fear always creeps up when you're about to go do something big. So anyways, I'm on tangents now. I believe in you so much. Watch the replay. Love your guts, you guys.